What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. This is for entertainment purposes only. Gold, silver, copper, cryptos exploding this week. Big time. I've been kind of silent, throughout the whole down period, sideways period. I saw a lot of videos of people saying like, it's going to crash, it's going to go up, it's going to crash, this is it, it's a scam, all that stuff. So I just kind of ignored it and stayed the course and tried to get some other stuff done. Because I'm not going to lie, I kind of saw some of this coming, and that's why I am rushing. It's partly why I'm, rushing like a madman, trying to blast through this apartment that I'm in and just got it and get it remodeled as fast as I can. Because prices are going up. They're definitely, I think we're going to experience another inflationary period or semi, hyperinflation, I think it's just going to be a little, just a quick little thing. I don't know how long it will last. But I was telling one of my friends last night that I think learning to read price action, learning the language of the market was one of the best things I ever did. I spent $1,000 on a course. Yeah, you can find everything you need on YouTube. But when it comes in that nice, it's all like chaptered out, and you can just do it at your leisure, and it's like all the important stuff, none of the garbage, and it's all right there. Paid for a class, took the class, it was like $1,000, and I saved it on a hard drive, and I'm like, dude, if you want it, I've offered it to quite a few people. Like, the buddy who's staying with me wants nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with it. I'm like, that's cool. That's fine. Most people look into companies like, oh, I like what they're doing, so I'll just invest some money into it and just hold it long term. But what if, and that's not a bad way to go, but what if you could look at the chart and say, well, I just heard about it because, price just launched up. What if I wait a couple of weeks and wait for a consolidation pattern and then enter? Get more bang for your buck. Plus, it helps when you do invest your money in things, when you can see the bigger picture, the macro, like it really helps. It really helps with your confidence. And I noticed something. Very strange this week. It kind of ties gold to Bitcoin. So I'm looking at the gold chart. This is the weekly chart of gold. Right? Just remember this pattern in your head. Price comes up. It's like creating this bull flag or descending channel, which is bullish, right? Comes up. It starts to look like it's going to head back down and sweep the lows again. But it doesn't. Pops through, gives us a small little pennant formation, and then it pushes. Then we get a consolidation, another push. Another pennant, another push. Another pennant. What do you think is coming? So now, remember this. Let's go over to Bitcoin. Except we have to zoom in to the 4-hour chart. Yes, they're on two different time frames, but it's very strange how like literally we're getting the same exact pattern. Here it is. Move up. Descending channel or bull flag comes up. Looks like it's going to drop to sweep the lows. Doesn't. Shoots up. Gives us a pennant formation right on top of the bull flag. Just like gold. Jumps up. And now it looks like potentially we will be starting another consolidation. So remember this. Pennant formation. Jump up. Let's go back to gold. Go to weekly. So, pennant formation, jump up. that puts Bitcoin right here. Right there. All of this to go. Plus, now let's zoom in a little bit on gold. I took a trade this week in gold because silver is just too volatile for me, for my account size. So if you can't hold through, yeah, you end up taking. I've been bit a few times trying to trade gold with, you know, my account size. I mean silver. But gold, on the other hand, I can trade 2 contracts. You know, I can jump in and out with one of them. And I can hold one, you know, as long as I'd like. But this week, I saw gold. And I saw this. Shoulder. Head. This high took out that one. It's a good sign. Then, you know, we made shoulder, right? Plus this is a bull flag. So we have a head and shoulders pattern within the bigger pennant formation that's forming. And we were right here. It's like we had multiple confluences, right? We had head and shoulders, bull flag. We're right by the, you know, the trend line. Well, shit, I'm taking a buy. And like that, like honestly, this was one of the easiest buys that I could just click buy and walk away. I was like, dude, there's way too many things pointing to the upside here. So I bought this, held it all week, took profit and got out before the markets closed. Just to reassess, see what I want to do this week. So this coming week, I'm looking for any, as soon as the market opens, any pullback that I see on a lower time frame, I think is a good entry point. I'm going to go long on gold all the way up to here. And then we'll probably take profit there and then see what happens. You know, if we break through, well, then we can try to get in on the retest, or, you know, we'll figure it out. But for now, I'm just trying to take it like piece by piece. But I'm looking at like, you know, I'm hearing that the United States government is thinking about revaluing the gold reserves, which they have all this gold, and they have it valued at $30 on their books. That is insane. Because if they revalued the gold at even its current price, it helps take care, it really helps take care of the debt issue. But they don't do it. Why? And they haven't done it in forever. Why? Why is that? Well, I think they're actually considering it. I think maybe they didn't do it. They wanted to try to manipulate and play with the market as much as they could, and they knew in the back of their heads that they had that get out of jail free card sitting there. Maybe that's why they haven't done it. Or they wanted to cause economic pain. I don't know. Who knows? But imagine if they revalue gold, what that is going to do to silver. And it's almost convenient. It looks like silver could be potentially really starting to pick up some momentum towards that $50 level, which I do think once silver breaks free from this $40 level, from 40 to 50 might be pretty quick. Might be pretty quick. But if they revalue gold, it's like very convenient that we're about to retest the cup and handle 50-year pattern. We are here. We are here for silver. Once silver breaks rim of cup at 50, triple digit silver, I think, is a very good possibility. More confluences. Copper. You know, the $5 level was resistance for forever. And now we just broke, retested, launched up. It wasn't like we got a false break like back here. It shot up to $5.40, rejected. You know, reject. And this time it launched. And we're getting comfy here. We're getting comfy. So the price did not come screaming back down. It looks like we might be forming a pennant formation or something. But $6, $7, $8 copper or more. Double digit copper prices. Yeah. So yeah, I see everything getting more expensive. But yeah, anyways, guys, you know, learning to read price, learning just basics, I feel like is extremely important, especially in the direction that we are heading. And here's an example, right? Silver. If you look at the price of silver, and if you really do a deep dive into silver, you're like, holy shit, silver should be way, way higher than it is. Something's going on there. You know, silver seems like the biggest undervalued asset on the planet. Why is the price so low? You know, it doesn't matter what the physical market is and how many people are buying in the physical market. It's the paper, the derivatives market, the leverage market, where the big banks and institutions, the Fed, are able to snipe like a lit cigarette, you know, the price of silver from going higher because they need silver to make bombs, missiles, whatever else, you know what I mean? Or they just like to take silver and shove it up their ass. I have no idea why, you know. Think about it. If they could take everything, your house, I mean, I'm talking everything, put it into the derivatives market on the blockchain, everything's digitized, your house, everything. Everything's a derivative. They would have complete control over everything. Not only that, if we do go into CBDCs, they'll be able to shut your money off, oh, you bought too much red meat, and blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? It's pretty scary to think about. They're talking about AI taking over. You know what I mean? It's going to take all the jobs, and then everyone's going to be given a universal basic income, and everyone's going to, by 2030, you will own nothing, and you will be happy. Because AI is going to take all your jobs. We're just going to give you a couple of peanuts just to get you to shut up. Everyone's going to get a house. Everyone's going to get a shitty car that barely works. And you're all going to have the same thing. Don't like it? Too bad. But if you can learn price action, I think it gives you an edge, especially going into the era we're going into, where they want to digitize and put everything on the derivatives market. I mean, I just noticed it with Coinbase, for Christ's sake. I go onto Coinbase to buy cryptocurrencies and hold it on the app, right? And now all of a sudden, down at the bottom of the app, it says derivatives. You can buy and sell cryptocurrency with leverage. Derivatives. Do you see, like, are you not seeing the dominoes fall here? So yeah, I mean, going into the world we're going into, it's like one of those things. I would not put all of your eggs in one basket. You know what I mean? I would be learning this, and this. It's just like a stock portfolio, right? Just spread it out. But I do believe, honest to God, I believe that even just the basics, price action reading, you know, chart patterns, all of that is going to be super, super necessary if you don't want to be the bottom. So, there it is. I've said it, right? You know what the crazy part is I've offered $1,000 class to several people, like the kid that's staying with me, wanted nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with it. And he's like, well, I want to invest. What should I buy? And I'm like, hey, you should buy these couple of cryptos, right? Nah. Yeah, I don't have the money. Blah blah blah. Just kind of shrugged me off. And then 3 weeks later, it's popping off, and I'm like, holy shit! Look at that. Remember those cryptos I told you to buy? They're shooting up. Okay. I'll buy. Waits until the price goes up. Right? That doesn't even care. Like I said, hey, I'll give you this class for free. Nah, I don't have time for that. Like, what? All you do is play Xbox. How do you have enough time? But yeah, waits till the price goes up, buys in, and then we get a massive corrective period, and he's like, well, those things that you told me to buy are going down, and I'm in the negative. Then it looks like you don't know what you're doing. And I'm like, dude, you waited for the price to go up. I was telling you to buy like weeks ago. I said when price was going down to buy. Just hold it and chill out. It'll go back up. How do you know? And I'm like, you didn't want me to give you a free $1,000 class to read price action. How do I know? Because nobody knows for sure, but I don't know, the chart's telling me it's going a lot higher. And honestly, the thing that I've found price action the most useful for is the bigger picture. When you get into day trading, it gets a little more tricky and a little more complex. And you have to be patient for all through here. I had no idea what was going on, but then when we got to here, I'm like, oh shit, wait a minute. I see something now. I see this and this and this. That looks worth a trade. The trend is up. I mean, there's so many things going in our favor here. So yeah, I just think it's a good skill to have, I think it's worth your time and effort. It's something you should put on the side. Learn as you can. And just, I think it's going to be important. But for this week, like I say, the derivatives, you look at Coinbase, right? It was always just a place to go and buy and sell crypto. But if you go to the bottom of your app, you'll notice that it says derivatives now. Son of a gun. So I might sell like ACH, SPA, SYN, and the Trump coin, which are all down. But collectively, it's a good chunk of money that I can go and put into the derivatives market and lever up. XRP, XLM, but not quite right this second. I'm going to wait. And then in the actual futures market, like I say this week, I am looking for gold to the upside. See you later.